Prabhupadaya Radhikaye Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayani Namine Shri Krishna Leela Kathane Sudaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunaikyuktam Parambarenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirasa Namami. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances at the lotus feet of Asmadya Guru Pad Padma Nityala Prashta Jagat Guru Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. I also offer obeisances lotus feet of the Reddy Sannyasi Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj Ji, Nam Nishta Santa Shri Aniruddhas Prabhu Ji, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are gathered here for Jaiva Dharma class, please accept my humble obeisances. So, Jaiva Dharma, which was going on Zoom platform, now has been shifted to the Google platform and for benefit of everyone. So we are on the page number 134 in Jaiva Dharma, chapter 7. If you go serial in the PDF, it is 182. Those who don't have PDF, they can ask me, I'll send them. Or Vishaka Didi can send them. Anantadas. Some people think that their hearts will be purified if they follow Karma Kanda, and that they will be liberated from Maya when they practice Brahma Gyan. Now, this Anantadas is asking question. So, some people think that their hearts will be purified if they follow Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is actually activities which are done for elevation to the heavenly planets. So it's a type of desire for sense gratification. Understand? Chaturveda bhajante mam jana sukrutino arjuna artha jigyasu artharthi gyani cha bharatarshabha. There are 4 types of persons they worship me, Krishna says. Artha, those who are in distress. Jigyasu, those who are inquisitive. Those who want wealth. And those who are situated in knowledge. So, कर्मावलंबका केचित केचित ज्ञानावलंबका वयम तो हरिदासानाम पादत्राणावलंबका. Some may take the path of karma kanda, some may take the path of jnana marga to get impersonal liberation, but we do not want these results. We are only aiming for Shuddha Bhakti. Like Srila Gurudev was telling a story of Shankaracharya or his follower. So that someone told Shankaracharya, go to the garden and get some brinjals. Brinjal is actually a word which is meant for eggplant, Bengal, brinjal. So he went to the garden and he brought only one brinjal. So now the mother asked, why did you bring only one brinjal? He said, you told bring brinjal, so I see only one. They said, how the entire garden has only one brinjal? There should be hundreds and thousands of brinjals growing in the garden. He said, no, I see only one. Then he went to the brinjal garden and then he started counting. One. And his mother said, what is this nonsense? You are counting only one. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why you are stuck at one? He said, no, everything is one. Everything is one. So that is the Mayavadis there actually. So Mayavadam Asya Shastram Prachannam Bodham Uchyate Maiva Vihitam Devi Kalo Brahmana Murtina. Mayavadi is Asya Shastra, wrong philosophy, which is a covered Buddhism. And Buddhism is actually a dangerous philosophy. I know that it has now found shelter in China and so many other, Thailand and so many places, highly respected. So many Americans also following Buddhism. And there is also Vipassana and all. I know the Chief Minister of Delhi also, Arvind Kejriwal, goes for Vipassana meditation. But what are you meditating on? Is there any object of your meditation? What are you meditating on? Are you meditating on dhyana? On Brahma, impersonal Brahma? Dhyana titam kimapi paramam yetu jananti tattvam deshamastam hruda kuhare shutta chinmatramatma asmakam tu prakriti maduras mera bhaktrara dindu mega shama kanakaparidikam pankajakshayam. You want to meditate on Krishna who is playing flute, has yellow pitambar, understand? Pitambar on his breast. That wonderful Krishna is sweet pastimes you made it on. So people think that they'll be liberated from Maya when they practice Brahma Gyan. Um, so that is the thing. People are very afraid. They want to be liberated from Maya. So they want to take shelter of Brahma Gyan. This type of endeavor is inappropriate because they want to go for self-annihilation. Say, for example, I have some pain in my hand. I have some pain in my hand. So what's the solution? Shall I just take a knife and just chop off my hand? Butcher's knife and cut off my hand if I have a pain. Now, better idea would be to take a treatment, homeopathy, Ayurvedic, allopathy, or whatever it is. Or maybe undergo small operation or something and try to reduce the pain. Try to find what the pain is, what is causing the pain. Understand? So, but to get rid of the hand is not the solution. So, just because the material world is painful doesn't mean that we negate the material world and just try to merge in Brahma, bright light. No. Some positive engagement should be there. Service to Krishna, that is the positive engagement. Simply Brahma Gyan will not do. This type of endeavor is inappropriate. Others think that by practicing Ashtanga Yoga, they will enter a trance of Samadhi Yoga and attain perfection. Now, Ashtanga Yoga is also very getting popular. Dr. Baba Ramdev ji has popularized it, and then the Western world is taken by storm by this yoga. When I was in America, there was Bikram's yoga and this and that, and people want to stay healthy by doing different types of asanas. That is okay, but the ultimate goal of Ashtanga Yoga means which has 8 limbs. Ashta means 8. Anga means limbs. It is starting from pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, dharana, samadhi, like this. Yama, niyama, all these. Controlling your breath, keeping body fit, sitting in a particular asana, then meditating on impersonal Brahma. An ultimate goal of Ashtanga Yoga is to merge in Vishnu, Vishnu Sahitya. That is what Patanjali has written. Understand? So we don't want that also. This is another inappropriate endeavor. There are many other types as well. Yadavadas. Why are these endeavors inappropriate? So you see that simply in one paragraph, Jaiva Dharma, page number 134, Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saving us the hassle we would encounter for millions of lifetimes if you don't know these things. Understand? I was also fool number one when I went to America. Didn't know what to do with life. Understand? Just some software professional trying to make a lot of money. Understand? But you see that by Gurudev's mercy, by reading Jaiva Dharma, some intelligence has dawned on the head. So Yadav Das, Yadav means Krishna is born in the Yadu dynasty, so it's called Yadava. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. So why are these endeavors inappropriate? Now this is a very good question. Why is this useless? Anandadas. These methods are unsuitable because practicing them creates many obstacles that impede the attainment of one's desired goal. Understand? So that is how there are some inappropriate endeavors. You want to stay healthy and you want to, first thing you want to do is drink a cup of tea or coffee. So then you cannot be healthy. Why? Because it will destroy your hunger, destroy your sleep. Understand? So we have to do the right thing in order to go and attain our goal. So they are impediments actually on the path of our goal. In addition, there is only a meager possibility of attaining that goal. The point is that our material existence has come about because of an offense. And unless we obtain the mercy of that person whom we offended, we will not gain release from our material condition and attain our pure spiritual condition. Understand? Now that is the whole thing. The whole point is that we have offended someone. See, for example, there is a mother, there is a father, and they have a child. Suppose I beat up the child. Understand? So mother and father are angry with me. Now, how much I buy a new sari to the mother, buy a new pant piece and shirt piece and new clothes, wardrobe for the father. and I give them money, still they'll not be happy till I apologize to their child for beating the child. Because we have offended the child, the mother and father will never be happy how much we try to satisfy them. Until we mend our problem with the child, the will not be happy. No one will be happy with us. The whole family will be against us. So the whole thing is that we have committed offense to one person, and that is the Supreme Person, Sri Krishna. Big offense we have committed. And who is that Supreme Person, Krishna? Who is the creator of the world, maintainer, annihilation. So you want release, then we have to somehow or the other get rid of that offense. Aparadha. Aparadha is actually Srila Apagata Radha Asmat iti Aparadha. Understand? When the bliss of devotion vanishes from the heart, it is called Aparadha. Aparadha fale mama chitta velo vajrasama tari bare na dekhino paya. Aparadha fale mama chitta velo vajrasama. Bengali song it is told, as a result of offense, my heart has become hard like a thunderbolt, like an iron club. Understand? So how I will able to cross the ocean of birth and death? Tadashmasaram hridayam batedat yat griyamaneir harinamadhi न विक्रियेथा तयदा विकारो नेत्रे जलम गात्र रुहेश्वर्षा. I am chanting the holy name, but tears are not coming in my eyes. What has happened? I committed an offense to some Vaishnava, to Gurudev, to the Dham, to the Tadiya Vastu of Krishna Tulsi Devi. Some offense has happened. So we are offended. So now Yadav Das is asking, what are appropriate endeavors? Then Ananta Das is telling, the first thing is telling is sadhu sangha, association of devotees. Most important thing, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sarva shastra ka hai. Lava matra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hai. Momentary association with a sadhu is going to deliver you. Yat sevaya bhagavata kutasthasya madatvisha ratirasu bhavityura padev vasanartha. By service to the Vaishnavas, attachment for Krishna's lotus feet will manifest in the heart. And we have to also do surrender, prapatti. Prapatti is given a lot of importance in Ramanu Sampradaya. There is a website also, prapatti.com. Surrender. Simply surrender. Like a small child. I see many children, they are simply surrendered to mother. Every day I go out for preaching Nagar Kirtan. I see children don't have any knowledge, but they are surrendered to the mother and father. And mother and father will do everything for them. If they are sick, they will take these, that. Actually, Gurudev was telling that how much mother does for us, how much father does for us, we cannot repay them. But what happens when we grow up, what we do? We get married and then we start threatening their old mother and father. We'll throw you out of the house. You look after our children also. You do this household chores, otherwise we'll kick you out. We'll send you to Vrindavan on one-way ticket. We threaten our mother and father. But we forget those days when we had a fever 104 degrees, carrying on our hand, she took us to doctor, got an injection. All the medical shops were closed and father looked everywhere where to find that injection. Somehow he got it, leading to the pharmacist, going to his home and getting the medicine. We forget those days and we reject our own mother, own father. Understand how ungrateful we become sometimes. Understand. So those who are causelessly merciful, for no reason the mother and father are merciful to us, but still we reject them. So here, surrender is important for us. We should surrender to Krishna. Like yesterday we read that Gandhiji was a Deshbhakta. He was very much dedicated to the country. But without dedication to Krishna, simply dedication to the country, is actually we are paving a way to the hell. Understand? You cannot be happy unless you surrender to Krishna. We find the following statement about Sadhu Sangha in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11 Canto, 2nd chapter, 30th verse. Now, this 11th canto actually is a very important canto. And this has been translated in Hindi. Very soon it will be also translated in English. This 11th canto is called Uddhava Gita. Krishna gives some pertinent instructions to Uddhava before going back to the spiritual world. So here, very nice verse, try to memorize it. Ata atyantikam kshemam prachama bhavato naga. Samsaresmin kshanardopi satsango shevadindranam. O sinless one, anagha. Agha means sin and anagha means one is devoid of sin. Anagha. There was one devotee actually in New York. His name was, he got initiated by Gurudev, Harinam from Gurudev. He was serving in ISKCON, and one fine day he went to Gurudev somehow, Bhuvipati Prabhu or someone influence, and he got Harinam from Gurudev. When he came back, he asked him, what is your name? Then he said, my name is now Aghari. Aghari. Aghari means the destroyer of sins. Krishna's name is Aghari. Agharipu or Aghari. Krishna is the destroyer of sin. So Anagha. So here, maybe Krishna is telling Uddhava, O sinless one, we are inquiring from you about the supreme benefit. In this material world, even half a moment's association with a Shuddha Bhakta is the greatest wealth for human beings. Now, not a moment's association. We are talking about a half a moment association with the Shuddha Bhakta. It is the greatest wealth for human beings. If one asks how jivas who have fallen into this material existence can attain their supreme benefit, I'll reply that it can be obtained by having satsanga even for half a moment. Now that is the thing actually. You see that they are waiting for a doctor. In India, you see that there are some doctors, Ayurvedic doctor, allopathy doctor, homeopathy doctors who are very expert, super experts. Even to receive a momentary association of the doctor and to get consultation with him, people are waiting for days and days together. Understand? I know some doctors like that. It's very difficult to get their appointment. So Sadhu is a doctor like that. He is a Bhavaroga Visheshakya. He is the expert personality who can tell us what is exactly problem with us and why we are wandering in these millions of lifetimes. That's why if someone is giving online class like Sripad Dandi Maharaja or Gurudev or anyone, or in person also, if there is a class, we should all try to attend that class. Without giving up all our activities, we should try to attend the classes. Because Gurudev told that suppose you are only chanting and not hearing Harikatha, what will happen? Your chanting will make you a very staunch Mayavadi, or it may even make you sense gratifier, or maybe desirous, someone who is desirous of heaven, elevation to the heavenly planet, or impersonal liberation. Chanting may not go in the correct direction. I know that Krishna and Krishna's name is not different. But still, what mentality we are chanting? What is the mood we are chanting in? That mood will be dictated by the Harikatha we are here, the association we have. That's why this verse has been told. Ata atyantikam kshemam purchama bhavato naka samsaresmin kshanardopi satsango shevatirnana. It is the greatest wealth for human beings. What is our greatest wealth? Not money. Money comes, money goes. Understand? Like today's stock market crashed and then so much portfolios were wiped out. Understand? In a moment. So is that a permanent wealth? Elon Musk also lost so many billions of dollars today. So what wealth we can have home? Understand? So real wealth is sadhu sangha. How much association you have had. Prapatti is described in Srimad Bhagavad Gita as follows. Daivi esha gunamai mama maya duratya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. The divine potency of mind known as Daivi Maya consists of the three modes of nature, Sattva, Raja and Tama. Now again you see that this potency of Bhagavan is, which is giving us trouble, is also divine. She is the post holder. She is actually a warden of the prison. And the warden is actually Maya Devi. She is Devi. So very difficult to cross her. And she has three modes, Sattva Gun, Rajogun and Tamogun. Mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. We can see in our lives. We can see in the lives of people also. We can observe very carefully what mode a certain person is in. What type of food he is taking, the way he dresses, the way he eats, the way he talks. You can judge more or less what type of mood he is in. Like I was living in Queens province. Then I used to go to the temple in Brooklyn, or it's Kimuran Street. Then I used to go to work in Manhattan. Sometimes I used to go to work in some other county, um, Hasbro or whatever it is, Westchester County and all. And sometimes in New Jersey, Jersey City. And I used to see the energy is totally different in different places. Queens more in the mode of goodness. Once you go to Fifth Avenue, Manhattan, there's so much passion out there. No one has time to look at anyone. They're just running around. So passionate. Understand? But then you go to say 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, downtown Manhattan. Then everywhere the pubs and the bars and people are frolicking and drinking liquor and intoxicated. It's totally mode of ignorance. The mode of ignorance, you can see the modes changing. But in the mode of goodness, in the morning, they're going for a morning walk. Hi, hello, howdy. They're asking like this. Understand? So, in a park or something. So, mode change as per the day. So, these are the modes of nature. These are called guna. Guna literally means ropes. We are bound by ropes. Rope also, you see that ropes has many threads make a rope, actually. So, human beings cannot cross over this Maya by their own efforts because we are very feeble. Although we are higher, the Jada Prakriti made of Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Khammana Buddhirevacha Ahankara Iti Me Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. This Ashtada, these eight types of Prakriti. This Prakriti which has eight constituents. This Prakriti, Jada Prakriti, dull matter, dull nature. And we are spiritual in nature. But still we are very minute and Prakriti is so big. As much as if you have big iron go down where so many iron rods are kept and a small earring made of gold is thrown in that go down, all the iron, all the steel in that go down is not equivalent to that small golden earring of yours. But it is lost. That golden earring is lost in that iron go down. That is our condition. We are actually very, very spiritual, 100% spiritual. But we are a tiny spark. 1/10,000th of tip of the hair. And over us, there is so many layers. First, there is a layer of air, then sky, then there are each layer 10 times bigger than the previous layer. Earth layer, fire layer, water layer, ether layer, like this. Each layer bigger than 10 times. We are buried in these layers. We are talking about one Brahmanda which has 8 layers. There are innumerable Brahmandas. We are deep inside this Brahmanda. And we want to fathom, we want to break through these 8 layers and go to Vaikuntha. It's just not possible by our own effort. Not possible at all. Only those who surrender unto me can cross beyond this potential mind. So Krishna is telling that you surrender to me. You want to go to the spiritual world, you surrender to me. Chant the name of Krishna, Vishnu, Govinda, Narayan, Gauranga. Vishnu Namiva Pumsam Shamala Parata Punyam Utpadaicha Brahmadistana Bhogat Virati Mata Shri Guru Pada Dvanda Bhaktim Tattva Jnanam Cha Vishnoriya Murtijanana Bhranti Bijam Cha Dagdva Sampurnananda Bodhi Mahakya Purusham Sthapaitva Divritta. Start chanting the name of Krishna, Vishnu, what will happen? All sins will vanish. All sins will go away. Sukruti will come, Punya will come. Renunciation will manifest in the heart. Dedication for your own spiritual master will manifest in the heart. Ignorance will vanish. You'll go to the spiritual world by chanting the name of Krishna. But it must be done in sadhu sangha. Understand? That is very, very important. So first have sadhu sangha and then surrender. These two things are very much necessary. Now Chandidas. Now we are talking about Chandidas. He is now come out of this hell. What was the hell? He was a miserly businessman. He was very stingy. He never spent properly for his wife or children. He accumulated all the wealth, buried it under the room, and then when he grew old, his children duped him of all his wealth, dug out all the drawing room, whatever wealth was buried in the ground, and before they dug out his hidden treasure, they sent him on some pretext to Mayapur, and they would have killed him if he returned. Chandidas and his wife Damayanti. If they would have returned, the mother and father, old mother and father, the children were ready to kill them. Old Vaishnavi told them, don't go back. So he opened a small shop, so small retail business, grocery shop, and because he was a Vaishya, businessman by nature. Although old, he was very intelligent, so he somehow whatever money is coming, he is taking care of sadhus. And now he's also hearing satsanga, Chandidas. So Chandidas is telling, oh great soul, I cannot understand your explanation very well. I understood that we were pure entities and that due to our forgetfulness of Krishna, we have fallen into the hands of Maya and are bound in this world. If you obtain Krishna's mercy, we can be delivered again. Otherwise, we will remain in the same condition. So here, oh great soul, he's telling the great soul. Great soul means Mahatma. Mahatma means, who is Mahatma? Mahatma Gandhi. That is a common. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. In India, this title is given to two persons. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, who worked for the upliftment of downtrodden and especially women, uneducated women. And Mahatma Gandhi, who fought for the freedom of India, by non-cooperation movement. But in our Vaishnava terminology, real Mahatma is told by Krishna, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakriti mashrita bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadimavya. Knowing that I am the origin of all the living entities, taking shelter of my higher nature. What is higher nature? Sarup Shakti, which we will discuss in future. That person who endeavors for my bhakti, that is a Mahatma. So Chandidas is not able to understand the explanation very well, and he is very blunt about it. And we should also be blunt about it. If we cannot understand something, we should tell Gurudev, don't understand. Understand. So if we tell like that, then Gurudev may try to explain us in a simpler language. And still we don't understand, then he will put his mercy in action. And automatically all the truths will manifest in our heart. It may be that we not understand by his words, but then he will somehow or the other send his Krupa Shakti. The Gurudev has that Krupa Shakti, and he will somehow make us understand. And I have seen that actually. That Gurudev, how he can make Bhukam Karoti Bachala. How to make a dumb man eloquent. Guru can do that. How to make a lame man walk. Guru can do that. So therefore, I have understood that we were pure entities. And that due to forgetfulness of Krishna, we have fallen into the hands of Maya. So now here is making very clear. We are pure entities. But we have forgotten Krishna. That is what Chaitanya Charitamrita says. Krishna bhuli sai jiva anadi mayurmukho ataiva maya tare deha samsaradi dukho. When Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj went to America, our Gurudev went to America, they all asked Americans, to Gurudev, to Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Wherever they went, they asked this question, why you have come here? They asked Gurudev, they asked Prabhupada also, Swami Maharaj. And he said that, I have come to remind you what you have forgotten, Krishna. In this heavenly planet of America, where the most beautiful women, the most beautiful cars, the most beautiful roads, the highest living standard, among all these opulence, you have forgotten Krishna. I have come to remind you that. So the Gurudev also, his mission was the same as Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj's mission. You have forgotten Krishna. So the forgetfulness of Krishna is the cause we have fallen in the hands of Maya and are bound in this world. If you obtain Krishna's mercy, we can be delivered again. That is what we are asking for, Krishna's mercy. So how we ask for Krishna's mercy? Then we ask to by some prayers. In Archan Deepika it is told, Mat samonasti papatma na paradischa kaschana parihare pi lajja me kim bruve purushottama. There is no one bigger sinner than me. There is no bigger offender than me. I cannot even mention all my sins and offenses. I feel very embarrassed. What should I speak, Krishna? Please forgive me. If we obtain Krishna's mercy, we can be delivered again. So that is what we want, Daya. We want Daya. Otherwise, we will remain in the same condition. We want Daya of Krishna. We pray every day, Krishna, please show me Daya. But we don't show Daya to others. First, we have to show Daya to other living entities. Jive Daya Krishnam Sarva Dharmasar. How we show Daya to other living entities? Oh, there is some class of Gurudev, then we should advertise it on different social media platforms. Send it to different groups, email them. If you have some nice book is written by Gurudev, which are plenty of books he has written, take some books and go and distribute them to the ignorant persons. Let them have a chance to understand what is wrong with their life. Why they are suffering. Sananda Das, yes, for now it is sufficient for you to believe this match. Yadav Das Mahashay clearly understands all these truths. Gradually you will come to understand these things from him. Shri Jagadananda has written a beautiful description of the variegated conditions of the jivas in his book Shri Prem Vivarta. Now Shri Jagadananda Pandit, who was an incarnation of a gopi, he was having a leftist mood like Satyabhama. And sometimes he used to quarrel with Mahaprabhu. And it was a loving quarrel. Once he brought some oil from Navadvip, Bengal. Sandalwood oil, very expensive. And he wanted Mahaprabhu to apply on his head sometimes because Mahaprabhu's head becomes sometimes very hot in separation. So sandalwood oil is very cooling. So he wanted Mahaprabhu to apply that oil on his head sometimes. So, but Mahaprabhu, what he did, he said, take all this oil and offer it to Jagannath. Jagannath, in front of Jagannath, so many lamps are burning. So pour all this oil in the Jagannath lamps and let Jagannath be happy to enjoy the wonderful flame burning from the sandalwood oil. Jagannath Pandit was so angry. I brought with such great effort these two earthen pots, made from sandalwood oil. And he's rejecting them. He couldn't take it. He just smashed these two sandalwood oil earthen pots on the ground. And he stopped talking to Mahaprabhu. Somehow the Mahaprabhu pacified him. Understand? He would not even take food for many days. Then Mahaprabhu said, I am very hungry, cook for me. Then somehow Jagadananda forgot his anger and cooked for Mahaprabhu. He loved Mahaprabhu, but love sometimes becomes counterclockwise. It goes to man. So this sulky mood, Jagannath, Jagadananda has written a wonderful book, Prema Vivarta. Prema Vivarta means counterclockwise love. चित्कण जीव कृष्ण चिन्मय भास्कर नित्य कृष्ण देखी कृष्ण करे नादर. Chitkana. Chit means spiritual. Kana means particle, molecule, atom, positron, electron, neutron, whatever it is. Small atom. Indivisible particle is called Kana. Jiva. Jiva is the spiritual particle which is indivisible. Means there is no particle of spirit, spark of consciousness which is smaller than the Jiva. Jiva is the smallest spark of consciousness. And Krishna is what? Krishna is the source of that spark of consciousness or sparks of consciousness. Krishna is the spiritual sun. Bhaskar. Bha. Bha means light. Prabha. Bharat. Bharat. Bha means light. Rata means those are engaged. There is a land in Jambudvip called Bharatvarsha, where the people are engaged in pursuing the light, spiritual light. They are pursuing the knowledge. Light means knowledge. Bhaskar means one who illuminates the whole world by his prabha or light. That's called Bhaskar. So Krishna is like the sunlight, sun who gives the light, and in that light there are particles of light are the jivas. So Krishna is the source of all the jivas. If Krishna is comparable to the sun, then the jivas are comparable to the particles of that light or pencil of rays. Nitya Krishna dekhi Krishna kore na adar. Now you see that this verse is very scientific. It was written maybe 500 years ago, but still the scientist wouldn't understand. All the scientists were first they were thinking that these lights are rays. Rays means there is actually they are straightforward lines. But then the scientists did more research and they found that maybe the light has wave nature. It may be consisting of so many sinusoidal waves or whatever it is. Then they again thought maybe it has particle nature. So they are still fighting whether it's a wave nature or particle nature or even dual nature. But Jagdananda Pandit is telling Chitkat, spark of consciousness. Krishna is the sun and the Jiva is the spark of consciousness. Nitya Krishna dekhi Krishna kore na adar. Krishna Vairmukha haya bhogavancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapatiya dhare. The Jiva is an infinitesimal particle of spiritual consciousness, like an atomic particle of light emanating from the sun. Shri Krishna is the complete spiritual consciousness. Krishna is the complete spiritual consciousness. The transcendental sun is the transcendental sun. As long as jivas focus their attention on Krishna, they maintain reverence for him. So we have to focus our attention on Krishna. What we should be thinking of? Krishna. All the time thinking of Krishna. Pure devotee is also always thinking of Krishna. Whatever they may be thinking, their thinking leads them to Krishna. Sthavara jangama dekhe na dekhe tara murti ishtadeva yaspurti. Suppose you show some leather. Seeing a leather, a pure devotee will remember Krishna. If he sees leather, we see leather, then we maybe think of slaughtered animal, this, that. But pure devotees, they see leather, they think of mridanga. Mridanga, because mridanga is made from the leather. And then when they think of mridanga, they think of Balram, Nityananda Prabhu, Sachidanand Gaurari, their Sankirtan, and then Radha Krishna. So whatever they think of, whatever they look at, they think of Krishna. They cannot forget Krishna. Once Swami Maharaj on airport and he was seeing the TV, Charlie Chaplin cartoons was coming. And he was laughing like a child, clapping also. Everyone thought that maybe Prabhupada has forgotten Krishna. Charlie Chaplin has made him forget Krishna. He's absorbed in the mundane laughter. But then he commented, chuckled and he commented, he said, yes, Krishna is also funny like Charlie Chaplin. You see, he cannot forget Krishna. Their Antaratma is Krishna. Pure devotees cannot forget Krishna. Like Srila Gurudev went to see the well. So when he came back, they asked him, why you went to see the well fish? And he told that these whales are great devotees. How they became devotees? These whales used to they travel across continents. They sometimes go to Ramanadweep near Fiji Island. They hear Harikatha from Kalia, Krishna Katha, and then they come here to Hawaii Island again, swimming, and they discuss this Harikatha. I went there and they spoke some Harikatha to me, which they had heard from Kalia. They are devotees. What we are thinking, oh, Gurudev wants to see how the um, shark is doing somersault or how the whale is doing somersault and he is now forgotten Krishna. Is just no, no. Gurudev is always thinking of Krishna. Whatever he does is for Krishna. Uh, so as long as jivas focus their attention on Krishna, they maintain reverence for him. However, when they turn their attention away from Krishna, they desire material enjoyment. Now, just like I had turned my head to the sun, and I'm telling I cannot see the sun. I cannot see the sun. Hey man, just turn 180 degrees, your face towards the sun. You'll be able to see the sun. You have turned your head from the sun. The sun has risen on the eastern horizon. You are looking at the western horizon, and then you say there is no sun. I don't believe there is a sun in the world. There is nothing like the sun. But you can see the sunlight, you can feel the heat, but you are focused on the western horizon. If you are facing the western horizon, how can you see the sun? Because sun is on the eastern horizon. So scientists that they are doing, they reject Krishna because they don't want to look at him, or they pretend to be asleep. Krishna, today I was thinking, I saw some ants, and I said that if my brain is so delicate and how small, surgery on my brain or heart surgery on a human being is so complicated. But suppose this ant needs a bypass surgery. Who will do this bypass surgery on an ant? Is there any scientist in the world? Suppose there's a heart problem for an ant. Who will do a surgery on the ant or brain surgery on the ant? Who can mend the neurological system of an ant if it is damaged? But Krishna does it. Understand? Krishna does it. To design an ant is difficult. Forget about doing some surgery or operation on an ant. Understand? Not possible. How big artist Krishna is. So, Krishna's deluding potency Maya, who is standing near them, then binds them in her embrace. Chapati adhari. So here, there is a footnote number 1, embrace. So when we forget Krishna, Krishna's Maya immediately comes and embraces us. पिशाची पाइले जेना मति छन्न होय मायाग्रस्त जीवेर होय से भाव उदय. The dharma of the jiva who has turned away from Krishna becomes covered. Just as a person's intelligence becomes covered when he is haunted by a witch. And I have seen this actually. The dharma of the jiva. What is dharma? Dharma is the constitutional nature. What is the dharma of water? To be liquid. What is the dharma of the fire? To burn. Dahika Shakti. You cannot separate dharma of an object from the object itself. Water is always having the potential to make something wet. Fire potency you cannot remove. Fire means it will always burn. Also give some light. Our jiva is to serve Krishna. But when we turn away from that dharma, we give up that nature, constitutional nature of serving Krishna, then our intelligence becomes covered. Like a person haunted by a witch. Understand? So many times people are haunted by the ghost. Then they speak in the tongue of that ghost. They write like the ghost. They think like the ghost. And then some person will come and take out that ghost by chanting mantras. आमी सिद्ध कृष्णदास एक कथा भूले माया न फरहैया चिरदिन भूले. He forgets Bhagwan's identity and his own identity as a servant of Hari. Now this is what is happening. Like there are so many bars, like American bar, this and that in Tirupati also. And outside you see people are lying here and there in gutter, drinking so much liquor up to neck. Understand? They've forgotten what is their address, that they have a wife, they have a small child, they have old mother and father to take care. Once they are drunk, then they fall unconscious, drunken stupor. So that is what is happening. We have forgotten Bhagwan's identity that he is our Lord, and we have forgotten our identity that I am his eternal servant. Becoming a slave of Maya, he wanders here and there for a long time in this bewildering material existence. Understand? So, like a person who is haunted by a ghost, what happens to him? That person will eat something, and who will relish? The ghost living in the body will relish. The ghost will make him do so many things for its own pleasure. Means the ghost is using his gross body to satisfy its own senses. So that is what happens when we become slave of Maya. We wander here and there like a person afflicted by a ghost. We get bewildered. Sometimes we become a king. Kabu Raja, Kabu Praja, Kabu Vipra Shudra, Kabu Dukhi, Kabu Sukhi, Kabu Kitak Shudra. Sometimes we become a king, sometimes a subject, sometimes a Brahman, and sometimes a Shudra. Sometimes he's happy and sometimes he's stressed and sometimes he's a tiny insect. That is what happens. Like there was one drunken man, he was so drunk, or maybe he has taken some intoxication like ganja, bhang, or charas, something. He was so intoxicated. And then he saw the king riding on an elephant. And he shouted at the king, "Hey king, what is the price of this elephant? How much will you sell this elephant to me?" The king said, "Catch him, catch that drunken man." So they caught hold of him and shackled him and put him in the jail. Obviously, next day morning, his influence of liquor was gone. And then he realized that now he's in jail and shackled. Then he was brought before the king. The king said, "Okay, now tell me how much money you can pay for my elephant. Yesterday night you wanted to purchase my elephant. Now tell me how much money you are willing to shell out to purchase my elephant." Then that drunken man, the drunkard, he told, "Sir, the person who wanted to purchase the elephant is gone. Now I come back to my normal self." The purchaser is gone. His eyes opened now. So that is what happens. We become completely intoxicated. Sometimes we become king, sometimes we become the subject, sometimes we become Brahman, sometimes we become Shudra, sometimes we become happy, sometimes we become an insect also, tiny insect, like an ant. कबू स्वर्गे कबू मरते नरके वा कबू कबू देव कबू दैत्य कबू दास प्रभु. Sometimes we go to heaven, like one king, Hima's forefather Nahusha, he went to the heaven, but then somehow he wanted to enjoy Shachi. So Sachi told him, "You want to enjoy with me? My husband is Indra. You are not my husband." But Nahusha said, "I am now Indra, so I can enjoy with you." Then Shachi, very smart, she told, "Bring me, come to me, meet me in a solitary place. But you must come riding on a palanquin carried by Kicking the stages. Run fast, run fast. This Nausha. Shachi was very attracted by her beauty. And he was kicking the stages, he was telling the stages, Sarpa, 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 run faster, run faster. But Sarpa also, the sages were so angry. He said, you are lusty number one. First, you want someone else's wife. And on top of that, you are kicking us by your feet. Although we are great sages, we cursed, will become a snake. And he became a snake. So you see, he was Indra. He was like Indra. He had occupied the seat of Indra. He had become the king of heaven. But next moment, and he had tried his best, but he could not be rescued. But Krishna came, and then by the touch of Krishna, he was rescued. Nausha. Understand? Or maybe Bhima's past merit, he was rescued. Anyway, I think Bhima only rescued him from that horrendous species. They asked him, who are you? He said, I'm your forefather. I had become a snake because I was lusty for Indra's life. So she took me and somehow made me a snake by the curse of the sages. Sometimes we go to hell, Naraka. But what is real hell? The real heaven is to be with Krishna, to be with Gurudev. Always remembering Gurudev and Krishna. Because even if we are in the hell, it will be heaven. And if we forget Gurudev, Krishna, Vaishnavas, holy in Dham, Mahaprabhu, then although we are in heaven, we will be in hell. They are not absolute concept, they are relative. Understand? For some person, liquor may be heaven. Drinking liquor is heaven. And some other person, it may be hellish experience. You want to think of liquor. It depends on consciousness. So we'll stop here now today, and thank you very much for attending the class today. Tomorrow is Vijayadashmi. I wish you all happy Vijayadashmi, appearance day of, I think, Madhvacharya. If anyone wants to hear the glorification of Madhvacharya tomorrow, you can. I don't mind speaking small thing, glorification of Madhvacharya, because it's such an important acharya in our sampradaya. He is the most prominent acharya. Our sampradaya is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So I don't mind speaking about Madhvacharya tomorrow. Please let me know. So thank you so much. Kripa Sindhu Paritana Pavane Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Maharaj. Thank you so much for that. Ananga Mohan Prabhu Jai Diwani, please. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhar